All right, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing out there today? Hey there, old man 1022, JD Fan 8520, FF Mike, JD Farmer 32, and everybody else. All right, so we're back, and we left off with a pretty big error on whatever day it was, Monday, that we need to fix. I did fix it, and it's going to be tough to explain. I'm going to actually fix it in the blank map and upload a new copy of the blank map, and you guys will be able to fix it in your own maps by doing the same thing from the new uploaded copy. It's probably going to be the easiest way. So the problem with the placeables had to do with the mixed uh, here the in the map itself. I'm going to load it up here. Data maps in the blank 4x map. Edit with notepad. In the map itself, in the file, if you scroll down to where it does the layer combining, these layers right here have been renamed and they've been added to and they've been mixed to make it all nice and alphabetical, whoever did it originally. But it will not work that way. It has to load the default map that we used, which is um, the Felsbrunn map files first and then additional ones afterwards, or when it starts searching within the game for others files, it really messes everything up. So he renamed the naming convention. It just can't find the files and won't let you do the placeables. That is part number one. So in order to fix this map file, I have a complete set of those right here in the proper order. A lot of them have been renamed back to basic stuff. If you do this in your current map, everything that all the work you've done will still work because it is highlighting the same files, but you're going to copy all of the combined layers from the new map when I upload it after the show, which is the one that I'm working on right now. All the combined layers, we're going to copy those and paste them over top of all the combined layers in this map right here, replacing those, which you'll notice they're not in alphabetical order and it's not going to look as pretty in the editor, but it was a necessity to load the whatchamacallit layers first, the ones that were in the original map that we used. So once that part's done, you're going to save it in the new map file. That is done. And I'm going to send you this map after we test it and make sure the new blank map is working just fine. So, and make sure all the edits on it worked. And then you'll be able to download it again and make the changes pretty quickly on your own end. It's the best way and easiest way for you guys to get, if you're having the issue, to get it done. So map i3D is done. The other one is the map DEXML file. Again, I'm going to open that one, and we have a list of all the ground type mappings right here, including the two up the top if you're still on the, but anything in the ground type mappings between the two tags, we're going to delete, and then from the ground type mappings in my file, which will be in the new map, we're going to copy them and put them in exactly. So there are some naming conventions that changed, but they are all pointing and they are in an actual order. So it's up top, it's loading those standard ones into the map before we get into this. Here actually doesn't have to be in order. The ones in the map had to be in order. So pretty quick once you have the copy of it for you guys to do. We'll be getting into the giveaways pretty soon. Hey, Brew Crew and JD Farmer, how you doing? So with those changes in my blank 4x map, Da 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 da. I'm going to delete this copy of it. So I'm going to run the game right off of this folder just to check and see. And I already put it in my mod folder switcher. And we're just going to check and see now if placeables are still an issue or not. I should have probably copied some money files in there, but we'll buy cheap placeables. Before any placeable you place through that Lua error. How long did it take me to figure out that? I found a post after trying for probably about another additional 3 hours. I found a post on the internet that explained that that person had the same issue with when they were alphabetized. He might have even used the same map that I converted into my starter map and said that that's what he did to fix it. So I'm going by that. We're going to start a new farm, actually, and maybe I'll go back and start it from scratch because then I'll get a lot of money and we can drop some placeables once we buy the oh, once we buy the property here. So yeah, all in all, to it kind of weird, especially the default ones having to load first, but it did the trick. It's exactly what I did. So loading it up, let's see if this way it should. That's all that's changed. It should work fine. We'll find out in just a moment if my it is working fine in my map now. So let's see if we got it working in the default map here. Because I started, I got $500,000, but I do need to jump in and buy that land. We can look at the log file. There's no errors yet. If we jump into my purchase section and purchase, well, I'm not going to purchase the farmhouse. Now this is error number 1 that we're fixing. We'll buy this farmhouse here. You can see placing, no problem. We can buy a couple garages. So problem solved with all the placeables, including the silos, everything. No errors in the log. So that is what you're going to have to do to fix your map if you need to, if you've already started. If not, if you're going to start the map show after tonight or following these on YouTube, and you're starting after this episode, I'm going to zip this file up so you guys can do the same exact thing for them. We'll upload it and replace the blank map file and then give you the address to that as well. We'll get you, so add to archive, zip, best. So yeah, that is a pretty quick and easy fix, but you are going to need a copy of the good stuff, and that's why I'm putting the blank Forex map up there. Just put it in another folder like I did. I made a little fixed folder. Copy it into those 2 sections into your map, and you'll be good to go. So I'm going to open up over here MediaFire on my other computer. Get into my account and hopefully start the upload and not lag too much. FS19. I'm looking for where I hit it. Map class folder. Alright, I'm going to delete the one that's in the map class folder. If you guys have the link to the map class folder, away goes the old one. And drag that and drop it in. Upload shouldn't take too long. We'll see what happens here. So, is PV Tools ready? Kinda, sorta. It is, the first version is really close. Well, that's going. I do have a copy on my desktop right here of PV Tools archive. I have nobody's tested this at all yet other than me. So I'm going to put that in the same blank map folder for now. If anybody wants to test it, you can let me know. It should work fine. Some people have had problems with the installation, but we'll get it out there, and I'll put it in for now in the same map class folder, and you guys can give it a whirl. This is first version. It's going to be expanded on eventually when I get the time. So there was another issue with placeables, and I've got that figured out as well. And it's so we're going to go into doing that a little bit in a minute. The silo issue that we had, that is, I've figured out exactly what has to be done to get those to work. If you're going to make a pre-placed placeable that already exists in the map, it's verifying the blank map file. Let's get that done. I'm just waiting to get PV Tools in there in just a minute. And it is. All right, that's done. PV Tools should go up really quick. It's a really small file. 23 meg file for that one. And it's pretty cool that I got fast enough internet connection anyway that all right, and done with PV Tools. So exclamation point blank map, if you went in a little bit early like Shaky did, you might not see them there yet. Make sure that the PV Tools is in there as well, and that the blank map has today's date of 5/8/2019. They are both ready if you need them. That part is done. All right. And PV Tools. I'll later on I'll make it its own separate link, but if you want quick access, it's in the exclamation point blank map, and you should be able to get it. All right. It will work in with FS19 MFS, but whatever one you use last is actually going to change the, so you won't need the, if you get this one working, the PV Tools, which is a different layout, everything's still there. If you want to go to any of my websites, just click the connect button, and it's in a small menu. And if you want any of the previous features, open current folder, like my, if I go, it'll show you, it'll open my blank fixed folder. And just a little bit different button layout and some game settings, developer controls toggle are all in the menu, and there will be a menu eventually for my PV19 maps, so you'll be able to edit save game stuff and transfer stuff between save games, hopefully down in the future. We'll get back to that. So that is the PV Tools that they're talking about. Just a newer version of the mod folder switcher, but I have so many versions it was kind of getting confusing with the names, and I changed the icon to PV Tools. And I wanted it to be more Pleasant Valley related later on. This one will be. Now, you won't have to use the features that are made for my maps, but a little bit. Oh, the link does not work. Well, let me see if it's the same as copy link. Oh, there you go. That's the folder right there. I will re-update the map class link. Oh, that's right. That was just the blank map. Exclamation point map class, I think is what you need. Let me check if that's what it is. Yes, exclamation point map class, not blank map. Blank map leads only to the blank map. Exclamation point map class will give you the correct link to everything, and I'm gonna just click it to make sure it opens up, and you should see everything in there. Sorry, we linked the blank map originally separately. Yep, that one will do it. All the files that we've been working on are in there. All right, let's close that down and get on to part 2 of the show, which we're going to go back to my map class map and do a little bit of work here. Maps, map i3D, open it up. Now, when I open it, you will see it's not a nice alphabetical order anymore. My layers, but everything will hold, even though the layers have new names and stuff. If you've been working on your map, you're all gonna be good. Do you see the guy who made the fill type mover script has been updating it? He added displays and removed the log entries. I did not see that, but I'll have to check that out. I don't know how much of that I want to get into because I think we're going to be switching over. But if there's something easy, I mean, there's just so many little things. I'm going to keep kicking on this map for now. Once the global company script, it's going to blow away the other one. So, all right. One of the things I wanted to do, number one, I don't have the silo here because I don't have the placeholder. You can make it a placeholder, but what I'm going to do for today is I wanted to add the water triggers to the map, and I've got to do, I wanted to put like a little pond down here on the lower part of the map, right below the farm. So I'm going to find out just how deep this water is over here by doing a replace. Thank you so much, Brew Crew, for the bits. Appreciate it. All right. It's 95 low, and if we did that over here, you'll see how much lower it is than where I actually want it to be. And Dog691 1978, thank you so much there for that follow. So what I'm going to do is a couple of things. Da 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 da. We're going to not make the water that deep. So let's go up top here, find out what we got for a height. 110. Lower end here is 110. Mad Max, 53, thank you for the sub. So I'm going to go with, let's undo, about a 107 depth-wise, and see what we get there for our little pond that we're going to be putting in, which is much more. I want something we'll be able to drive in. Probably going to put a little bit of starter silt in the bottom of this when we get going, so you have a little bit to start right off the bat. We're going to just make a little bit of a pond right here. Now, to do that, we need to have a water plane. I have shown you guys this before, but let's click on the water plane main, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the main, control duplicate, control D, left control D, and it's going to put another water plane, hopefully, once we get it there. Alright, I'm going to rename it to water plane pond, P-O-N-D. We have to take off the checkbox is main water because there can only be one main water plane, and we don't need. I'm going to leave the on environment on create water, see what happens, just for the heck of it. We might be flooded out, but we don't want it to be the main water plane. I don't think we need the onCreate. I think that might mess it up too, but definitely for now going to take off the is main water. Next, I'm going to bring it up so I know which one I'm working on. And I am going to scale the bejeebers out of it, which down here, just to fill up my thing. So it's literally 1, 1. I think we're going to go X and Z to 0.2. Not even that. We're going to go to 0.05. Let's try that 0.05. We're still bigger than we need. And I'm going to show you a little bit of something when we get here. All right, so bigger than we need. Notice how much smaller the squares are compared to the big ones on the original water plane. See how big they are? And over here, because we scaled it down so much, it's very tight. Let's go down to 0.02. I think we can go all the way to 0.01. We just want to fill left and right. That will work as long as it's not sticking out, and we're pretty good there. So once you have it scaled down to roughly the size of the area that you want to have your water, and it's underneath the surface like so, we're going to go up to Edit, Freeze Transformations. We're going to freeze the translate. We're going to preserve instances, and I'm going to apply. So translate and preserve instances. Once I click apply, we're going to want to, we don't need to translate, and we want to preserve, click on scale. There. That's, I'm going to undo back a couple steps because what I did, let's redo it. It really, oh crumbs. What I didn't want to have it, there it is over there. Yeah, that'll work. I just wanted to, without the translate, it'll stay in the middle. I wanted to keep the cursor on the water plane, and it puts it back at 1 to 1. Put your water in there, and it should be looking fine. Even though the squares are smaller, it's scaled back to 1. Let's go into the game and see what it looks like after I smooth down with my smooth tool. The edges of the water so we can drive in it pretty easy if we want to fill up with water. And we're going to add the water triggers to this as well, and that's what I wanted to show you. Alright, so as I'm uncovering it, I noticed that I got the flat edge over here. I need to make sure that I don't have the edge of the water plane showing. We can bring it down a little bit, and it looks like I gotta go back to this side a little bit. Might have to scale it up. Alright, just make sure none of the edges are showing around the edge of the water plane, and you should be pretty good. Let's go in to the game and see if we need to take the onCreate off. We'll save that. Hey Maki, everything's going pretty good. How you doing? Doug691978 subbed, and Mad Mex for the 4th month. Thank you so much for those subs, guys. Appreciate it. Helps out a lot. Saving the file, put a pond in. Mark Gordon, welcome to the stream. And we're going to take a look and give you a little bit of placeable know-how tonight as well. Farming Sim 19. While we're doing that, we're about a half hour into the show. We're giving away 2 Steam Wallet gift cards tonight. We've got 35 viewers in the stream, a small crowd tonight, but don't matter. We're going to give away 2 anyway. Giving them away all May. All May. I'm gonna go to the giveaway panel, and again, it's gonna cost 1,000 points to enter, and you have to be a follower. If you follow, you get 10,000 points right off the bat, so you can get 10 entries, and it'll be for a $20 Steam Wallet gift code. You have from now 1958 20 minutes. Exclamation point points to check your points. Exclamation point raffle space and the number of entries. So 10 entries for a Maki cost them 10,000 points. Check your points out, see how many you have. We'll be having many more of those throughout the month. So from here on out, my broadcasts are going to be Wednesday and Sunday evening, possibly a early, oh, let me see, I'll check. There may be some morning shows coming. There is one day. I got to check and see what it is. My schedule is going to be the same every week from here for the next 12 weeks. So Wednesday and Sunday are the only evening chances I have to do shows. But I may do just an odd broadcast of map making on. Once I check the schedule, I'll let you know next week. So our next show will be Sunday the 12th. Then we will have Wednesday, and it looks like a possible. I work late hours on Monday and Thursday, so next show definitely will be Sunday. Might try to get in some extra shows on Monday and Thursday for this month as well, but they will be morning shows like 10, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. Let's grab a vehicle and go and check out and see what happens here with our water. So far we have 7 people in the 7 winners this month already, and 7 people that have a chance to win the grand prize, which is listed down below. All the details. As we continue working on this crazy map. Oh, watch this. I always go around the other side, and now I'll get stuck on this side. Maybe I gotta hit it a little bit. I gotta get the railroad crossings in over here pretty darn soon, or it's gonna drive me insane. There we go. Up and over. Mad Max with 177,000 points still left over. He's got 177 entries still when he wants to use them. Just by viewing the streams, guys, you're earning points, so keep that in mind. Now, if this works, we will have a little bit of water over here with a nice looking pond that we should be able to drive into, and we do not have the it on Create Water works fine. No collision on this plane, so we'll be able to backfill some silt over here by the farm. But one thing we wanted to do is I want to show you how to add additional water triggers into your map as well. So we're going to do that to this pond and see how it works. Let me jump out of the game here. Alright. So that's how to add your water to a different level. If you want to use the same base water, which is the collisionable water, you can just gotta cut out a hole, and it might be a deep one. We are going to have periodic little places of water all over the map, little ponds for silt and different things. Next thing we need to do is we need to get the water triggers. So I'm going to go find my Farming Simulator, local files, data, placeables. It's not in there. It's under. Oh wait, it might be in placeables under map. Either one will work. We'll go with map DE. Water fill triggers. You can see that they're right there, and not a lot of going on. So we're gonna take and load them up. Load them up into the editor. Let's see. Dave, I tried to build an animal pen into the map today. It shows up in game and on the map, but I'm getting no triggers. Only error in the log is missing sound files. Any suggestions? Building an animal pen into the map is actually, yes, there are suggestions. Follow along with me. We'll do, if you're going to build something into the map from the base game, that is what the main part of this is about today. So I will actually, for demonstration purposes, I can do that for you guys. I'm going to export my water fill triggers file. You can do export all or export selection with files. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to do placeables, a new folder. You can name it whatever. Put it into your map directly. I am in my map class blank 4x placeables folder. Water fill triggers. And again, water fill triggers. Save. Do you want to get the parent directory structure? Yes. Do you want to keep the game relative paths? Yes. Because it's an in-game thing, we're taking it and we're going to be loading it right from the editor itself. There's nothing really in the water fill triggers i3D to really have to worry about. But next step, I am going to load in the water fill triggers that I just put into my map. Open, and we'll see them in a minute. You can see them. They're all over the place. That map was kind of strange going uphill water fill. What I do usually is, well, first I'm going to try to keep organized and put it into my map folder. Now we're loading the file right from the game. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to just bring one cube over. And this one, the first one looks good because it's flat. Delete the rest. I'm not using them yet. I can duplicate my first one if I needed it later on. We're going to bring this over, kind of squeeze it down to the size of the pond, not overlapping too much, because you'll get the water fill trigger as soon as you hit the pond here. So anybody gets in that area, they will be able to fill up. It's surprising that there's no user attributes on the water fill triggers. I thought there would be. Can't remember if there was or not. Well, we're going to do it this way. We copied them right over. There's our water fill trigger. And if later on we put water anywhere else, we'll just duplicate the cube there. Alright, I'm going to save that. Yeah, the thing is, if you're trying to build an in-game object into the map, there's a couple things that need to be done for sure. Now this water fill triggers works a little different. I'm saving. Now going back to my Forex map DE file items XML, edit with notepad. I'm gonna jump over to my map SA items, grab this line right here because it is called the buying station placeable. I wanted to check that. Water fill triggers, class name is the water fill trigger is actually a buying station with 0 price on it. So we're going to put the item in, map bound ID, water fill triggers, class name, buying station placeable. It's in my map directory, placeables, water fill triggers. Make sure I got the name exactly right. And water fill triggers.xml. Position is, and it's going by the main group position because all the triggers will be in there. So the main group should stay at 0, 0, 0. You shouldn't have to have any rotation or anything on it. So I really don't have to change anything. Just add the one line in there for the class with class name buying station placeable. And it's going to load the water fill triggers.xml. So I do have to copy over here the water fill triggers XML file as well from the map because that's where it's going to be. So let me see if I can find the folder. Water fill triggers XML. Copy. We're going to put that in here because that's what it's going to be loading. Let's edit that. Edit with notepad. Now you're going to see many. We only have one load trigger left, so load trigger 0. It's the first one in that group, so I'm going to delete all. You basically, for each one, you're going to change the node number for each one you add as you go down. And fill liters per second, I am going to bump it up to 1,000 liters per second. Auto start can stay true. And any additional ones would go in here. So if I add a second water fill trigger. Next, show in store. Make sure it always says false for any of those. Can be sold on this, false. Those are the two things that really any placeable needs to be looked at. And that is where most people are going to have their issues using. And that, I'm sure, is what Old Man is having a problem with his, because of those things. You need to create an additional XML file. So once that's done and those changes are made, if we jump back into the map, we will have a water fill trigger, new save game only. We'll have it unless you copy it into your previous save game. So we'll jump in here and of course test it because your height might be a little off, and make sure you don't have any map errors that pop up. It's always good to check your log as you boot up for things like this. Make sure I didn't get any new errors, and we're pretty error free still. Alright, so I'm gonna get some money, purchase myself a truck, and purchase myself a water trailer. right here at my store, my shop, and we'll head over to my little pond and see if we have a water capability. So if you also want to up your on your map the speed of how fast you can fill from it, it's right in that water fill triggers XML file that we're pointing to. See if I can get across the train tracks with this big rig here. We'll angle it a little. Yeah, we got it. You first need to fill the tool. Head over to our pond. You can see, new save game, my silo is there, and it actually works. My house is there, everything is there on the farm. And as we go into the water, F1 menu, do we have, I'm not getting it. We might have to add that into the, all right, so the water trigger is not loaded in. Interestingly enough, oh, it's there. I can see the water fill trigger. All right, I was wondering about that. It probably has to be added into the placeables section as well. Let's see if we have it in my old map the same way. In the mod description file. I couldn't remember if we did or not. But apparently it seems like it is so. So if I go into, we'll just double check PV Industries, mod description, see if let's see, store items. Yep, right there. Placeables, water fill triggers, they do have it in there. So in the map, map class, mod description file, we're going to add a new store item that is XML file name, placeables, water fill triggers, XML. I have it in the same exact places. Just make sure that path points to the one in your map. Now we should hopefully have it. I wasn't sure if it, I'm pretty sure that any placeable that you remake, including the trains and all the train carts, have to be added into the mod description file as well. Now the key here is when you create a new XML file and put it in your map, to make sure that, and that's what was throwing the other error, make sure that you turn off is the sell show, and you want to be able to sell it on some of the items, not a water fill trigger, but you want to turn off the is available in store for the additional item that you're pre-placing. That is the key. So one more test here. It should be good. Let's hope, unless I mess something else up. But that's always a possibility. Oh, we need money. Get that money mod. It's kind of a necessity for testing to have a money tool to throw money into the game pretty quickly. Hey, Tex 104, how you doing? I think that our raffle timer, did it go off yet? I didn't see. Let's see what time is left in the raffle. giveaway. Yeah, 26 seconds, exclamation point raffle, and number of entries right now. Oh, yeah, Mad Max is leading the way, and JD Fan right behind him with the number of entries. And we'll do another one a little bit later. First one, and these are for $20 Steam Wallet gift codes that will be sent to the winner after the show tonight through a Twitch PM private message, as well as entries have stopped. Doc Holliday got in just before the buzzer ended. So yeah, also if you win any of the ones during the month of May on the last show of the month, we will be doing the $200 gift card giveaway to one of the previous winners. So you got to be in, you got to win one of these small ones to get into the big one. Let's see if we've got some working triggers now. Now, pre-placing an animal barn is going to be kind of tricky. I have never done it, but I think we can pull it off. I'll do a chicken barn over to the farm here. Start you off with some chickens if you start. If you start the game, I think we can do it. We'll figure that out. I'm not getting my trigger. Why is that? Let's see if we have any errors in the log. Other than, that is so weird. I've done this a million times. Let's see. Loading, loading, loading. Particle material holder. Placeables. I could see it loaded the BGA Farm Silo Large, and it doesn't even, did I save that file? I don't even see the water fill triggers loading up. I see the farmhouse, the storage barns, the BGA, and the silo. And then it never actually loads the, there is a very good possibility that I just added it to the wrong file, because I do that stuff sometimes. I might have edited the in-game one. That would really stink. That is the in-game one. That is placeables, water fill triggers, water XML, that is in there, and my map, oh, I never saved, yeah, I didn't save the map DE items XML file. Silly. Make sure you save before you run the game. It would help. Yeah, it's in there. I just didn't save the I didn't save the file. I updated it but never saved it. I'm telling you, it's been a long day of work. I literally crawled in to I got home like 20 minutes before the show and just said what I gotta do. So, yeah. Long day and I'm back here. Everything I did was right. I just forgot one little thing. And actually, you know what else I forgot? I forgot to remove the water fill triggers from the map itself, I think, which we will do. So that could cause an issue. But that's probably the way why we saw the box the first time. I think it's still in the map because you delete them once they're in there and you just load the file. It's tough being a modder and trying to remember everything. But again, it's a process of the biggest key, I guess, to doing this stuff is to learn not necessarily always how to do it. You get a like me, I just know have a pretty good idea for finding out and troubleshooting stuff until it works. I got a general way to point myself in a direction. Tools you need, and it worked for me. If you take any error in your log and don't go to any Bing or any of those engines, but go to Google and copy and paste that error in Google to search for it, very often you will find several articles that will pop up with people that had the exact same error. Sometimes they're on FSUK's website, sometimes they're on Giants Network, sometimes they're out there and that question has been answered on a private page somewhere. But so that's what I did with the errors that we had in the map with the placeables and everything. Found out what I was doing and knowing how to correct it, troubleshoot any errors that pop up in the log. That's the critical thing. Let's see, we should please have, and I still don't have a water fill trigger. What the heck is up with that? Now, one of the things that struck me funny, oh, I'm loading the wrong placeables. Ha! It's kinda got the old ones in there still too, so that shows me that I did do something kinda wacky. Look at that, see the big one up in there? Alright, let me see what I'm doing wrong here. I gotta think. Thinking is hard for me. It's just loading in the one that's correct in the map is still in the map. It's loading in the wrong ones from the. Yeah, I'm calling the in-game i3D instead of my new water-filled triggers i3D, and that's what I need to do. We gotta change it to. Yep, in the XML file for the water-filled triggers, we are going to go to placeables. Placeables, water-filled triggers, i3D. We gotta load the new one that we edited and saved. And did we ever save it back out? Let's make sure we did that too. So once we have it, the water-filled triggers, file, export selection with files, back to where we want it. Replace, yes, yes, yes. Now we should be able to delete that as well. You don't need it in the map once it's saved. So that's another thing. I'm skipping steps. Make sure you update the i3D and point to it and overwrite it. Yep. You are correct, JD fan. I'm just tired. I've done this a million times. So let's see if we can. That should do it. I exported it, and it's pointing to mine, and we're saving the map without it. And the other one, interestingly enough, it would have only done water plane 1, which wasn't here. That it was somewhere else because we removed all the other ones. All right. Let's pick our winner. We didn't do that yet, did we? No, we didn't. first giveaway winner is everybody ready? Drum roll, please. $20 Steam wallet gift code. I need a new pen because it never wants to write on the back of the. So I'll write your name on here. Oh, that isn't working either. All right, I've got a pencil. The winner of the first Steam $20 gift card code is JD Fan 8520. JD Fan 8520. Congratulations there. We will get you your prize to you after the show today. All right, we're saved. Hopefully this will be the last test that we need to run. Congrats to you, another new person. So that's 8 people in the entry. See, right now. And LS17 burned. Thank you there for the sub. Another person into the final drawing. My guess is, unless we get the viewership up, which was really what I was hoping for to try to get, but I'm all good with it. You know, should be somewhere between a 20 to 30 to 1 chance, unless at the end we're at 8. We're about halfway through the month, not even yet. So maybe 10, 20, yeah, somewhere between 20 and 30 people will be in that final drawing, which would be kind of cool. And JD Fan is now part of that group. I better put the underscore in his name, or I will be sending his code to somebody else. There. Don't want to miss that. One more time. Let's roll this thing. Control equals money. You'd think I bought this a few times in the past, because I know exactly where to actually find this in the store. Exclamation point farm. Get that is a mini game. Actually, there's room for 2 more mini games. One of these days I'm gonna set up a couple different ones. They've added. I've really got to get into this Streamlabs chatbot thing again and see all the new features. Try to take advantage of some of that stuff as well. So exclamation point points. Check your points out. Just subscribing gets a pretty good bonus on points. So if you are one of those new subscribers, like Burned, LS17 Burned, and Mad Max picked up some points by his resub, and Dog691978, extra points for for subscribers and donors. Donors get points by the dollar. Donations. But you're getting, I believe, 500 points every 5 minutes just by being in here. So we're waiting another about a half hour, so you should be able to get a couple entries into the next one for later on today. If you're not yet, oh please, please. Let's see, F5. We see the water trigger, and it is in the map. And there we go. Now we have the start filling. Everything's good. Hit R. You notice how much faster it's filling because I have it set to 1,000 liters per second. So water fill trigger on the pond is in the map. Once you have one, it's just the XML entry. Go back to that in XML file and add new entries for the additional water fill triggers and place them throughout the map. Save. You basically will load back in the water fill triggers, make the edits, save it, and then update the XML file. It's pretty easy. I mean, it took us a little while to get me past my stupidity, but that is in there. All right. We have water. We have water. Let's quit the game. All right, so we had somewhere back there, I forget who it was. It is building something into the map is really what I want to get down here uh, for everybody to realize. So, data, placeables, animal husbandry. All right. We have animal husbandry chicken small. I'm going to load that one up. I'm going to try to place a small chicken farm into our map, and I am in the main directory of the game. And we're looking at husbandry chicken small.i3d file. There is our husbandry chicken small file. Export selection with files. Again, we're going to go into our placeables, and I'll make a new folder called animal, husbandry, animal husbandry, and you can name it pretty much wherever you want. And we're going to, what was the original name? I try to keep the names the same. I think it was husbandry chicken small. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that name, and in here I'm gonna save that as the same name, husbandry chicken small. Save. Parent directory structure, yes. Game relative paths, yes. All right, we'll close that down. Then we're going to go and grab the XML file for husbandry chicken small, if we can find it. Does it exist in here? Husbandry chicken. Let's see if that's the one it is. Let's see. Chicken animal husbandry, egg box small. I'm trying to find out which configure maximum number of animals 100. I don't know which XML file is the one for husbandry. Oh yeah, it is. There it is. File name, data placeables, husbandry chicken small. So husbandry chicken XML file. Before we edit, we're going to copy that. Go over to where we put our animal husbandry. Paste that into here. Next, we're going to open that up. Edit with Notepad. We can keep the link to the image. No problem there. Second thing we need to do is call from ours. So we're going to just remove that because that's my path. Placeables, animal husbandry chicken small. Make sure it's spelt exactly the same and it looks good, so it's pointing right to that. We're going to leave everything else. Building it into the map, you don't need the leveling, so we can delete the leveling and the ramp areas because we are not going to have it do anything with the terrain. And the clear areas doesn't need to be there either, so I'm going to delete that. Everything else I'm going to leave the same. The most important thing here is to add that one thing. And can I find it? Do I have one? Yes. Farm silo show in store. Show in store. Copy that into up here. I put it right below the species. Control V. You want it to be false on this one. Show in store is set to false, and there's another da, 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 da. I can close the water triggers XML file. There's another thing in here. Let's see. Show in store can be sold is the other one. You notice it's not in that there. If you want them to be able to sell the starter one, you want can be sold to be true. Otherwise, it's stuck on the map forever. And I'm going to make it so that it's on the farm when you start, but it can be sold. So can be sold, true. Show in store, set to false. If you leave this show in store to true, it's going to throw that other placing error where you'll only get one. It'll throw an error and lock up all your placeables for the rest of the day. So make sure you have those two in there. It's running off your original, and save that. So our husbandry chicken XML is looking good. Now let's go to the map. Let's go to where we have it. Animal husbandry, husbandry chicken small. Bring it in. All right, we have our husbandry chicken small way over there. We're gonna bring it over here. And I'm gonna put it right up here on the corner of my silo's right there. Let's move it a little bit closer to this right over here. Bring my fence. We can leave that right there. You could see that I'm kind of going up a hill. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. Let's push it back a little bit. I'm gonna level my property with the replace tool. Not like that, but I always do that once, so now when I do the left control R, it will grab the right height, which is the corner post right here. Looks pretty good. Grab my replace height and come back and just get it so my small farm, because we're doing the leveling right here. We can do the terrain and stuff, the chickens, later on. If we want to mess with it, we can paint the terrain inside the pen. But I do that, and then I go back and do my smooth and hit all those edges just to blend it back in. So it'll be a little bit of a ridge as we go down the road, but it's a dirt road, and we just don't want to have any sharp edges. So there we have that. All right, we'll call that a chicken pen. We will do a couple of minor things here. You can edit the items within it now. Don't delete any of the transform groups because it will throw off the indexes. Keep them all there. Let me see. I want to bring up and get my corners visible. I wanted to see where my corners are. Alright, there they are. Warning stripes. Alright, let's go back to bring it back down to where it's touching the ground. make a little bit of edits to my warning stripes so you can see them. It's rotated a little bit because of our sloped terrain. We'll see how it works. Front end might, we could do each corner individually. Probably the best way if you're on a crooked terrain. Just put it below the ground, pull it back up so you could see it. Give it a tiny little bit of space so that it doesn't flash below the terrain. That's that one. We also have grass in our little feeder there, so we can make a little bit of edits on that. Pull that one up. Pull this one up. And my other warning stripes. I'm just fitting it. Corner 2. Corner 3. The triggers shouldn't need to be moved. They're right there. Corner 4. The only thing I want to do, because I have it setting a little bit lower right here, is grab this. I didn't realize it was all part of the same group. I don't want grass showing through my trough, so I raised that whole thing up. That means these can go back down a little. That's pretty good. Yeah, it'll work. So we don't have grass showing. Our warning stripes are there. Do a little bit of dirt painting, which may have changed to the name, and it may not be back in order. It's now rough dirt. It's right there. Let's see. Smaller square. Smaller square. And yeah, we'll just put it wherever you want to paint your dirt. We'll bring it there. We'll bring a road. Oh, I have the slope limit set from earlier. That's why it's not letting me paint. It's a little bit, I think. Slope limit. No, why isn't it not letting me paint? Oh, there it goes. I don't know why it's not letting me paint. Maybe because I'm clicking on the trough. Actually, I don't mind having the wood pile on a little bit of dirt there as well. So we'll leave it like that. All right. I'm going to save. Actually, I'm not going to save yet. Back to our map DE items XML file, or whatever your item XML file is named. Also, I've never entered a husbandry into, so I don't know exactly what it's going to be called, so I'm just going to call it, oh wait, it might say an XML file for the husbandry. Let's see if it gives us any. Species is placeable. Category animal pens, but it is a placeable, so we're just going to add it into my as a placeable, just like one of these up here. Copy. I'll copy it down to here. Add my new item. Alright, class name placeable, file name, map directory, placeables. We're going to get the path exactly to where it is, which is right here, map directory, placeables, animal husbandry. And The last part is the XML file name, husbandry chicken XML. I'm going to copy it so I don't mess up. Put that right here. Next we got to grab our position just like we do any other mod, which is the whole group. Make sure you get the very top husbandry chicken small group. Get your shift control C will grab the translates. Then you come back over here, highlight them right there out, and control V. We have them exactly. Rotation. Next, we're at 0, so we're not rotating it at all. Default property equals true, set it to farm ID 1. Now I thought I might be able to set additional farms up, farm ID 2. I tried that early on. I'm going to try it again. Maybe it's fixed now with the editor, but I was wondering if you could set up multiple starter farms if more than one for a multiplayer game. And I don't know if why you would even need the farm ID unless that was possible. All right, so we have that in here. Done with that, in your map.de XML file, then it's back to your mod description file for the map, and you're going to add it as a store item as well. And this is why it's important that placeables, animal husbandry, slash, and then the same name, whoops, wrong folder, with a husbandry chicken small.i3d, husbandry chicken XML. So it's just husbandry chicken XML. Okay. HUSBANDRY, capital CHICKEN .xml. Save that. So it's in your store item section, it's in your map.de file. The biggest thing that you need to know if you're having issues is that you definitely need to, because it's going to call it from my own, you need to make sure show in store is false. If it's true, it will conflict with the other in game one. I think we got it all right there. So with that, we'll check it out. Now, I did the same thing, even though it's very important to do that because it loads the in-game one still. But you will notice, if all worked out well, if I didn't mess anything up this time, you will notice that we should have the farm. We should not have any errors, but it's always good to check. Alright, I got a Lua call stack here. Blank map sounds, prefab gate, closed wave. Can't load the resource for the dollar blank forex data sounds prefab gate. An error, failed to find child 10 from node animal load trigger. Interesting. We've got issues. It did have an issue. Let's see why. Can't load sounds. We've got Lua errors. It didn't load. It didn't load. It didn't load. Where did it start? Failed to find child 5 from node animal load trigger only. 0 childs given. Alright, I don't know if it can be done. Let's see that i3d file. with the animals built in because of the from animal load trigger. Oh, you know what? There is a problem. I still have it in my map. That is an issue. I never took it out of the map, but I don't know if I saved it. Did I file? Uh, Export selection with files back to my animal. I don't know if I did that. Let's see, 9:01 p.m. It's 9:20. I think I did. Yes, keep game relative paths. Delete it from the map. Let me try it one more time. I don't know if there's going to be an issue with the animal load triggers in the indexing, but it might have had an issue because I had it in the map still. Definitely don't want to save it in the map like that. And there is another way to do this, by the way. Uh, you can actually copy it, load it up as a with an ID, but let's see if that worked or if it's still throwing errors. Make sure I got everything right. And it's calling the right one. Now, I've never tried an animal farm. This is my first one on animals. I've done the silos. I've never tried to pre-place animals, but I know it has to be able to be done. It's just how and what changes. All right, we've got data. All right, it definitely ran it again. So animal husbandry, chicken, small I 3D. Error failed to find child 5 from node animal load trigger. Child 5. We might, let's see what that is looking for. And it's obviously not getting the, we got to get rid of the first error first. And let's see, Q, quick game, yes. Yeah, exactly. You could place it in the game and that was that, but you got to put in the proper ID. All right. I want to see what exactly we got here. There's something that it's calling the animals and cannot find them, but there's the easiest way to do this is to bring in one of the. So we've got animal load trigger, feeding trough chicken, child 5. I'm gonna go back to the original one. Husbandry chicken small. I want to see if anything changed in between me exporting it in the original one. See if we can get it to work. So it's probably in the XML file. There's nothing there. The error message that we received was failed to load child 5 from animal load trigger or something like that. Where's the log file? Log file right there. Failed to find child 5 from animal node, animal load trigger. So I'm wondering if the XML file I'm checking out. Let me check my i3D file as well. Placeables, animal. It loads the i3D. Animals. Animal load trigger node 00. Oh, dollar data character chicken animal husbandry XML. So I think we might need to bring in the character file, let's see, for that into our map as well. The only thing I could think of. Because that's the animal load trigger. Let's go find it. Dollar data character chicken animal husbandry XML. Data. Where is the character? No character folder? Do we not have access to character? First person. Hmm. Maybe we don't have access. Dollar data. Yeah, but there's dollar just means it's in the. I thought there was a character folder in here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure with animals. They've got that animal husbandry. And it's chicken animal husbandry XML, but I don't see it. It would be in a character folder, and the character might be a locked one that we can't change. There's got to be a way around it. Best bet is to I'm seeing if I can find it. I don't know where it would be. Animals, chickens. They're in the that's the store images. Yeah. I don't know. It should be loading animals. I don't know why. It's looking for child 5. It's got me stumped. Anybody see anything else? I see sounds, data prefab that are pointing to that probably need the dollar data. I wonder if that is why. If I need to remove the second one now that it's in my folder, because it could be a naming thing. It's not there. Let's try it with that and put the dollar signs. Might have to change up, and the sounds weren't loading either. So let's do dollar data. It's all naming junk. Anyplace else? Because it's now calling it from my map. I think that's it. Dollar data's. That could be it. I've never done chickens, but now that it's calling from the map file place, yeah, dollar data dollar. That may be what Seabrew Cruise right up there. Let's see what we get. While we're seeing what we get, let's start up the second drawing. Giveaway, another and the last one of the evening. Let's see. Reset. Yes, reset. Open the giveaway for the second gift card. It's open. You may now enter exclamation point raffle and the space and the number of entries you want to get. 1,000 points per entry. And we're going to load up the map and see if our errors persist. I always run into things whenever I try a different. I got silos figured out. And now we're trying to figure out an animal. Putting an animal in the map. And that'll probably be next week's show. Because I'm about ready to. Yep, it's still doing it. 0 childs given. So here's what I will do. And obviously it's not working. It failed to find child 5 from node animal load trigger. And then it runs all the Lua errors. Failed to find child 11 from animal load trigger. Index not found 011. I'm not so sure why, but Animal Barn is not wanting to work. What index is 011? And is it calling it from my new Animal Husbandry Chicken XML file? Zero 01, 02. What is? I think it's that chicken. Oh, 011 trigger node 011 under controls animated object. So it's trying to load an animated object. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is warning stripes. Right? I'll check it down. Nope, that's 10. Gate trigger is 011. In our one that we saved, that's in the in-game one. The one that we saved, we have ID 01. Why is this ID 32? But 0, 1, 2, and a gate trigger is 011. I want to go back to the other one again. I shouldn't have closed it. Data, placeables, animal husbandry, husbandry, chicken small. I'm comparing to see if there's anything majorly different. Yeah, there's index out of range. I want to see if it changed. Every index is the same in my file as, yeah, 011. That's the gate trigger right there. Same way in mine. If we go to, there's the gate trigger 011. So why is it throwing unless I am calling it in the right place, right? Da 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 da. Um, Placeables, animal husbandry. Die 3D is loading from mine. But the indexes are still getting thrown. And I'm trying to figure out why it would do that. Oh, let's try loading it right from the game one. Dollar data, placeables, animal husbandry. I'm going to try loading it from the game, in-game one on the animal farm. See if that helps. You seen the city pics? What city pics? I must have missed Jake saying something earlier. Alright. One more try on this. And if not, I'll have to do some research on it. Animals, new trick. Giveaway. It has 13 minutes and 12 seconds left for you to get into the current giveaway. Exclamation point points to check your points. 1,000 points per entry. Alright, yep, it's throwing index. It's not finding child 5, but it's not in the original one, so there must be something that has to be edited in an animal farm to place it into a map. Does anybody have a map that's Animal Farm that's pre-placed? There is one other way to do it, I think. Let's see how we do this. All right, so I'm going to undo this and do it the other way that I have, that can be done, just to see if it works here. All right. So because that's not working and needs some work, let's go back into my map.de items, and for now I'm going to leave it just in case I want to mess with it later, but I'm going to highlight it out so it doesn't load that one. Save, and then also in my mod description file, I'm going to highlight it out as well. There is something tricky. I will have to research, but if we go into our save game, Rugged Country has several pre-placed. I'll have to write that down. I'll look into Rugged Country, see what he needs, what he did to get those to work, because it's got to be something that is edited. We don't have, or in the XML or something, or he included a different one in the map with all. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There is this way. He could be doing it this way too. Um, let's load in. I'm pretty sure we could do it this way. I haven't messed with it too much. All right. So if I go to purchase animals, animal pens, chicken coop. I don't want to turn that. I want it to turn me. I keep forgetting how. All right, head that way. We know about where we want it. There's a little lump in there that we'll have to fix. Although it should fix it for us. Watch this. Alright. Big thing is it changed the terrain. So, let's do a little bit of work. I want to see what happens if we could do this. Escape. Save game. Quit game. Alright, we quit. Now if we go to documents, my games, Farming Sim 2019, save game 2. I'm wondering where it's saved. Is it in the vehicles XML or is it, there's no vehicles. So it's not in that one. It is in the items XML maybe. Alright. Items XML. Copy that and map the items. You want to put it as the first one because of the ID number is in there, and everything else is there. The only other thing you can do, because we don't want to raise or mess with the terrain, I'm going to take my position coordinates from the one that I pre-placed before and update it with this so it's at the right height. And I think that that will do it. Let's see if it has a farm in there. So it has an ID, and I don't know if the ID is necessary if we start it in the game, but let's see what happens now. New game, delete. Yes. It's probably the easiest way to do it. If it reads from the XML file correctly, it should have everything it needs. Yeah, no errors. Uh, did it load it? Yep. Data placeables, animal, chicken, small, loaded without any errors. So we'll take a drive over. We'll drive over with a truck and a trailer because we might want to test a trigger. Let's see. Truck and tipper. Tipper. So yeah, it was the easy way to do it. Make sure everything else is loaded in, and we should have a fully functioning one because it put all those indexes in there for us. I do not understand anything about English. I'm using Google. Could it explain how I take the weight off things so I can harvest a lot and not get heavy? Yes, I can do that for you. You have to do a map edit and uh you don't understand what I'm saying, but if you understand what I'm saying now, I will do that next after I do this test. I will show you how to change the weights of your products in the map. Coming up real soon. So you can harvest a lot and not get heavy. You're not understanding anything. Will do. See, yes, I don't know what language. I only know English, so don't feel bad. What language do they speak in Brazil? So, oh, you cannot take and if with the trailers, no, it has to be done in the map. The map itself has to be edited so it weighs nothing. We do have our starter wheat. Oh, update mass false? Is that what it is? I don't know. Update mass equals false. Alright, there you go. I don't do a lot with the mods. I haven't yet at all this time around. So we should have... We got a little bit of... Oh, we got a little bit of grass in our thing. I wonder... Because it placed it low. Is there a trigger? Or is it grass over here? Wheat? Is that where it goes over here? I'm trying to figure out where the dump... I've never used a chicken pen. Does it take wheat at the chickens? I have no idea. Maybe at the gate. Let me let me check. Let's see. I don't know a thing about animals. You have no animals or animal pens yet? But I do. Oh, you know what? It's not registering it. The trigger's there? Yes. Let's go see if we have to make a... All new to me. It loaded it in, but it's not registering. Oh, is that what I gotta do? Put chickens in? That would make sense. Let's try that again. Okay, chickens in. Yeah, if we can buy chickens, then it should show up in the store. I never, ever have played the game up to where I have animals. That is pretty funny. All right. Purchase. I don't even know where to go to buy animals. Where do we buy animals? Can we don't you can't you buy them in the store somewhere? Or do we have to I thought you could buy animals. Animals? That's the animal tools. Oh, that's right. We got to go over to the farm. All right, let's see. I know. We can go to chicken coop. Open animal dialogue. Oh, I didn't mean to buy just one. A bunch of black ones, bunch of white ones, and roosters. Oh, we didn't need that many roosters. All right, we have chickens. So we also have a lump that we got to remove. Only thing I don't like is it loaded in. I'm going to have to do a little bit of landscaping in the map with my version because I'm going to use the same location to get the trough cleaned out. But let's see now if I can fill it. I should be able to put something in. So yeah, oh, need more money. That's the easy way. That's the way I would do it for pre-placing. Did I buy that already? I don't know. We'll buy two if I did. And there we go. That fill trigger location is a bit tight. Exclamation point, milkshake, exclamation point, prize entries have stopped for the giveaway. And yeah, we're gonna check out and see who won that one in just a minute. So, our silo, if you noticed, our starter silo automatically gets its starting products in the ones in the map. Whoa, oh man, come on, stand up. Come on. I love the way you can just roll things right back up in this game. Most of the time. But for the silo, yeah, the silo, all I needed to do was make sure that it. And if you go into my store, by the way, you could see that I own the large grain silo. It's in there. All the ones with my products. It's actually in twice for some silly reason because I only own one. Where did I put the other? Why am I having two? Is there actually two overlaid on top of each other? That would be something I would do. No, I don't want to sell it yet. We'll do a check. I don't know why there's two in there. We're going to find out in a little bit. It should only be one. Unless I placed one somewhere else on the map but I don't think so. Oh. No, I don't even have the should only have the one large silo in there, which can be sold. Oh, I might have copied one when I copied the animal pen in and left it in there. We'll check it out. We'll check it out in a minute. Wheat. Load. We have some chickens. Yep, there you go. I. So yeah, that'll work. Do it that way. It's easier. Just place it, then go back in. So, but let me check and see what the deal with my large silos are. Yep, I do have two right over the top of each other. Oh wait, no I don't. What? It, that's weird. It only had one that I know of. Well, I'll double check. I saw one in both entries left. Or did I do it? Oh, did I sell twice? Okay, then there has to be two in there. Bum 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 bum. I doubled it up in the items XML. I could have. It's one of those days, you know. Let me go back to my items XML file. Map.de items. That's not it. That's the map.de. So we've got the chicken farm, farmhouse, silo placeable is only in there once. Farm silo large. I've got 3 farm storage barns, a farmhouse, water fill triggers. It's only in there once. Bum. Did I put one in above? This is the animal husbandry. That's where it starts. The animal husbandry chicken. Oh. Oh, because that's right. You're right. I see what I did. We did all these duplicate. All we needed was the ID one. We don't need all the other ones. Get rid of all those. I see what I did. I thought it was the only item in the map. I forgot that it writes all those in there. So animal husbandry, farmhouse, the 3 barns, the BGA. I grabbed every single item. I had 2 of everything. So yeah, there we go. Just grab the one item, item to item, and you'll be good. I am so tired and stupid. And there you go. Map.de items XML updated. The chicken XML line we do not need. So it needs to have data placeables, animal husbandry, husbandry, chicken, XML, position, rotation, farm ID, global production fact, animated objects, modules. I don't know what the heck we really did other than have this extra info. And if I didn't give it an ID, it should have worked without this. I would have thought. I'm gonna see if it will. I'm gonna just see if it will work without the extra. It should work with that very first line only. There is a global production factor and an age and rotate, but let's see if that works. The rest of it should fill in, but it might not. We'll see if we get the error without that stuff. Raphael's like, what the heck is he talking about? I wish I could help you. So, it might have just needed a couple extra of things, but we'll see if it works this way. Yeah, no error. So, purchase. Da 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 da. Oh, let's go over there. Chicken coop. Purchase. Oh wait, R key, R key. Yeah, it's still there. You don't need all the extra stuff. There's one chicken. There he is. You don't need all the extra stuff. You just need to have something different. Maybe it's, I don't know, it's working fine. And it's calling it from the in-game one, so we'll leave it at that. One line in the XML file still, and you don't need anything but the header line, and you probably don't even need the let's see, it's right here. You probably don't even need the ID number. I'm going to take that out and see if it works as well. Everything else should be fine. Then it might need the ID. It might be just that it needed an ID number. But let's find out. I am doing my, this animal husbandry. Okay. Items. And everything else. I want to see if it was the ID number that might be throwing it off. Let's go back to pick our winner of our giveaway. Who's it gonna be this time? Who won the last time? We got JD Fan 8520 as a winner already tonight. And the second winner of the night is coming up once I see if I get errors. No errors. There's our chicken coop. Everything's working. So, I don't know. Didn't we? It must be that it has to call it from the in-game menu. The in-game one. Rather than an external one. And not added to the store. Not added to the store because it is the in-game one. So there we go. There's your animals working just fine. Also, wait, if we go back, we will see that if we go to the garage, I got rid of all the extras. So we have a chicken coop that you can sell it if you wanted to. If it wasn't in use. What is in use? You got to get rid of the chickens, I guess, before you can sell one. You can sell off everything. if you want to. So that's good. You'll be able to edit the game pretty good. All right. I just want to fix my position on there so that it looks a little better. And we'll call that one done. You have some starter. Now, I guess if you wanted to, you can start with chickens in there. If you wanted to start the player with animals, you would just go animals. So I'm going to get, whoops, it just popped me out of. So you don't need any of this stuff. You don't need the file name, but if you wanted to, my guess is that you could, let's do a test and take out that animals fill capacity 50. Oh, it might not do it because we don't have the yeah, let's leave it without items, without animals. I'm going to just leave it. One item line. Nothing needed other than that stuff. So pre-place it and leave it at that. So we have our animal farm. Because I'm not sure, it wouldn't pick the animal types, the different colors. So you'll have it there. You just need to fill it. All right. The winner of the drawing for $20 Steam Wallet gift code number 2 for the evening is, drumroll please, bing, JD Fan 8520 with a second win in which is good. He can win it. He's got 2. How many entries? JD Fan's been here so long. How many times did he get in that one? Now everybody's gonna cry. Rigged, rigged, but it's all right. You all rigged. Uh, there'll be more. So JD Fan is actually the first person that has 2 entries. So let me go over to my thing, and he did win the first one. He won twice in one night. He's probably spending a ton of points that he's had saved. So I'm going to set the wheel and make sure I get his name in the wheel so we can see exactly how the wheel looks for the final drawing. Should I ban him now or wait? It's his lucky night. It is. JD Fans. That's cool. You know, the first person to win twice in the out of what do we got? 9 gift cards given away already this month, and he's the one that has won twice. So I'll be right with you as I load up my Wheel of Fortune and add JD Fan to the wheel. JDFAN underscore 8520. And I'm going to pick a color for him that isn't on the wheel yet. We'll give him like a really pukey color because he deserves it for being a double winner. I'll give him a different shade of green. Now, this is how it works. Because JD Fan has won twice, his section of the wheel is 2 times save settings. This is a test spin. It is only a test. And this is what you will see on the final drawing. See how JD Fan's twice the size of everybody else? And if it was only that Mad Max would have won. We will adjust this text and stuff down the road. as we need it to see it, but that is the final wheel spin. And he now has 2 segments on the big pie for his 2 wins today, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's go back and finish up fixing. So in order to fix, I need to import my model. The one right from the, I'm going to import the one right from the, let's see, is it this one? No, is it this one? No. I want to go right from the game, so it's this PC. Oh man, I need more disk C. Program files. x86. Steam. Steam apps. Common. Farming Simulator 2019. Data. Placeables. Animal husbandry. Husbandry chicken small. Open. Bring that over here. I will set it to where I think it will look good, and I'm just going to copy my coordinates back of the husbandry chicken small so that we don't get anything totally out of whack here. I think we're good there. We were actually over here further. That's what, up there. We've got a little dirt poking through. Undo, let's see. Replace. There, get that just so we can see our corners. Nothing sticking through. That looks good. Shift Control C. Back into my position. Post the exact position I have. Save it. Remove it from the map. Oh, I got another. Wait, before I do that, let me fix this corner. So that's not buried either. Might need to smooth out. Yeah, a little bit. I think that'll do it. So when it comes in, it should be okay. You can delete that. It doesn't have to be there. You don't want it to be there. Oh, my bump. I see my bump still. I want to get rid of the big bump in the back. Of course, I started a save. So next week, or next, on Sunday, we're going to be definitely back. I'm going to take a ride. I did do a little bit more up in the mountains today. This morning, briefly before I headed off to work, I messed around up in the mountaintops of the map and carved a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit more of the mountain out. We'll be getting back into that as well. Here, let me smooth that bump down, and let me, just because it might drive me nuts, fill that in as well. Then we'll save it. I'm gonna have to check out and see if we can set up another giveaway. I'm going to be off pretty soon. We're going to just take a quick look at what we've got so far, and then we will call it an evening so I can get to work tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if not sooner. Sundays I might be able to get on a little bit early. I'm going to be working on the map anyway, most likely on Sunday. So, yeah, let's load that up now. Take a drive and see what everything looks like. Take the big drive up in the hills as I start continuing to dig through my mountain range. I've got lots of places, lots of ideas. I haven't been up there since I did the last section. And there's lots more to go. So there's a second field up there right now. In honor of, I don't like green like that, but some people might. That's why I never buy a green truck. That green's okay, I guess. JD only has 24,500, enough for 24 more entries, so he's gonna be sticking around watching the stream every day. I mean, you guys are using up those points, which is kind of good. I wonder if, yep, 65,000. You got Bandit has enough for 65 entries. Anybody else got any good points out there? Who has the most? I'll tell you who's hoarding points. Hold on a minute. Currency. Let's sort by points. Wolfie and X-Man 1971 both have more than my bot, of all things. Caroluna, WRT, AMG Blazing, and then KW, and then Barry 1949, Memolar, Hunter Farmer, 2Cat 5954. All of those people still have over 1,000,000 points, as well as around to it 444, Amaki, HS Farmer, and HC. You guys are the $1,000,000 club right now. The $1,000,000 club. The rest of you, you're using them up. And do you realize out of all of those people that I just named that have over 1,000,000 points, that none of them other than I think X-Men is in the final drawing? I think everybody else is not. Not even KW. KW, are you even getting in those drawings? You should. So we did a little bit of editing to my file just to make it look better. No more grass in our trough. Everything looks good. Chickens are ready to go. So you're gonna start a farm. If you so choose, you have chickens. You have water out back here. We're gonna decorate, put the bushes, the grass, the stuff, all the terrain stuff will be coming in the future. We've got a lot of that stuff to do. Painting grass, adding roads, and designing fields. But right now I'm kind of just working on the base items. What else is left for the base? We need our sell points put in. Our animal dealership needs a home. And our gas station. Actually, the gas station, we have one built into the BGA down there. We got to add the triggers to it. We might put painting grass does. Oh yeah, the splines. Those are, I'd rather paint grass than do the splines, but we'll do them. So as you see, we've been working our way around the mountains. We'll wind up through the hill. I gotta paint all the grass and plant bushes, make the landscape come alive. I haven't been doing a lot of the grass. I'm still kind of sketching where things go. You love doing splines? I'll send it your way. You can do the splines for me. So we've got the forest on the left. I've been working my way through the mountain range here. We've got a couple mining spots down there. We've got some mining spots, three of them or two of them. I think I'm going to pop another one in over here. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to put a mining area off of that end right there. I got to do that one soon before I get too far away. We've got the mining areas that are down through this road up here. We've got the wraparound now that goes through. Got to clean up the path and make it look nicer. It's through here still yet. A lot of cleanup work to do on the path through and put the grass and stuff into our forest. As we go through our forest, we could have went left. There's another road that goes to, we went left. There's another road that goes to the right. I don't know where I went with this. Let's go back this way. I gotta do a lot of the landscape around the edge of the forest, as you can see. Very rough there. But there is another section. I just can't remember where I put it or how I access it. I might have done it off the old road. We went down this way. Cut across this way. We can go out the forest down here. There's a hidden place up there that I can't see. I think I must have done it off the main road down below. Let me go back to the other side. Heading up to, we're gonna take a shortcut through if I can get around the trees. I really wish there was a way to make the PDA map more dynamic. What do you want the PDA map to do? I guess showing railroads and all that fun stuff would be nice. Alright, so if I come out to the main road, I must have gone up this way a little bit and just carved out, if I can check it out, another section up top. Or not. Where did I go? It's in the map. Did I not give it an entrance? Oh yeah, down here I put a little place in. So I got a lot of mountain work to do around the edge. And I got a lot of grass to paint right here, but it's a pretty wide open area. So you can build stuff. There's going to be some mines around this field too. The field is quite large for being up here in the hills. You can see it's just painted around the edge. So there will be some more twists and turns off of this, and then we'll be breaking through over here, building a road up through. So there's just one area. That's all I had really time for since the last show because of all the troubleshooting on the map. But nestled up here in the top of the mountain, a pretty good sized field number 2 in the mountains. But there's tons of property. If you look at the map, you'll kind of get an idea. When one paints grass, where is it saved? In the fruit density file, Kaboomba. The fruit density is where the grass is saved. The cultivator density is where the fields themselves are saved. So you can see we started over here. There's a little bit of empty field there in the mountain. There's a lot of mountain here, but down on this lower end, I'm going to be digging in a couple of lower end caves over the railroads. We're going to carve this out and put a couple more mining areas because there's going to be several, about 4 of each. And right now I have, I think, 1 of each. 1, 2 there, 3, 4. And there's going to be another one that's going to be pushed right back into here, another small one, so you won't see it, but it'll be there. There's a lot of room up here that will be popping into. I think I'm going to do either one down off the side of this road or maybe off the side of the path down into this section. A lot of the mines will be coming in. Go around the, and I do want to clean up a lot of this area and paint this up nicer when we get through. Make it look, it's very not so pretty coming through here because of the weird peaks that are popping up, so we'll make it look a lot better. The forest, there's a huge area pretty low right in here. Don't know what to do yet with that, but there's a ton back here. We haven't even approached this side of the road to build a lot of stuff in back here. And yeah, you can see it. We can dig in. We've got quite a bit. I used a couple big fields. This is not going to be a big farming as much, but I wanted to have a couple fields. We'll probably have one more up here somewhere on the top of the map. Most of the farming is going to be done down below. So as we see, there's a ton of property left. A ton. Dave made a hidden place so hidden he couldn't find it. Yeah, it's just going to be windy through here. There's going to be more roads coming down into here. And basically, as I look around, I say, where do I want to do it? And then I come back and I hit the edges. I mean, this is not going to stay like this. It's going to be cleaned up. Get the divots. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong brush. I'm using the... Oh, it was smooth. Yeah, it was. But you can see I got a canyon there. So it needs to be leveled back up and redone, all the edges on everything. If I painted it, it means I'm close to done with the first layer of the edge. And you can see I painted around the field because I redid those edges. If it's not painted, like over here, I didn't touch it yet. That's how I keep track of where I've been. So I'm gonna just real quick while I'm in here. The point is to replace, not like that, but grab that height. We're going to put an area to mine something right off of here because I like the way that it ends up. I don't want to cut into my other mining area or my tunnel. My tunnel is right there, so it might look a little weird around there, but we're gonna bring in a mine area right off of here by carving that down. And what I do is I always make it a little bigger than I initially want it for size. And then I come back in here. I'm gonna go up and add around the peak of this so we don't see the weird edge. We're good with that. Actually, and then okay, so then I come down and I take my whole edge, the sharpness out of it, and I don't want it to be, I still want it to be rugged but not totally wacky looking. So after I smooth it down, I either subtract, we can go to the add feature, but I'll either subtract a little bit with my mouse button to put some, or come up and build in a little bit around, just around the edges, to give it a little bit more detailed, not so smooth facings around the edge, just to give it. And then we need to put something here. What do we got? We've got salt, coal, or stone, da da da, salt, coal, or stone. Wasn't there another one? Or is that just the four so far? So we don't have a place for sand. There's going to be sand down on the beach. There's going to be silt in the bottom of the lake we made. But I'm going to put some sand up here as well. So we got to find out what I called it again. We'll do beach sand rough. Make it round and blend it in with the bottom of the, so there'll be a little bit of sand mining through here when we come up here. A little bit of a sand pit. I sometimes go up the walls with the texture a little bit. I don't know if I want to go that high with the sand, because it's going to be piled up in here anyway. Let's stay. We're going to have sand throughout, piled up pretty high, just like the other ones. But it's just, they're smaller areas, but there's going to be several, so it'll be kind of cool. We still probably have more product than the last map, or at least something similar. A little bit of grass to get rid of. Foliage layer, grass, delete. So there we are. Another little mining area right here. One of the things I want to do, tempted to try, is I wanted to put a tunnel from down here. I want to try to do it. I wanted to build a cave, a coal cave off the bottom, and it's a really tall area, so I'm gonna have to put a roof over it. So next broadcast, I will look for a roof rock. I could bring in the coal rock from the other. I really want a mountainous rock on the outside though, to try to blend it in. If I'm correct, there's a pretty big rock set up. The ones I have in the map right now would require a lot of piecing together. I already used it up top, but I could if I want to use it again. The pieces are still relatively small though for the tunnel. There's some rock pieces like that piece there that I found in the map. I'm not so thrilled with the grass part of it. I might try to retexture the grass. The front side though, it blended in. We're gonna have some more spots, so we're building. We'll be back Sunday filling in more stuff. I'm wondering why it doesn't view the field from we didn't have that issue in the other. View distance on the fields. You see how short it is? I think that we can edit that in the XML file as well. I'd like to see my field draw out a little bit further. It just seems short on this one. The other map was actually, if we set the other one to like this, it'd probably cut down on the lag because it's a much bigger map. If I'm correct, which sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Last change for the night. We're saved. We're going to close the editor. If we go into the map by 3D file and edit it with the Notepad++, and go down to, that was our save game file. We don't need that. Let's see, where was it? Search, find, TERRAIN detail. Find next. Okay. Let's see what we got. We've got the tip collision file, we've got the farmland file, terrain detail file, number of channels, object mask, view distance 75. Da da da. Terrain detail height, view distance 75. I think that's it. I think it's the terrain detail. The foliage might multi, not that. I think it. We want to up the terrain detail height density, or not terrain. The terrain detail view distance to like 120. We'll try it. I think it is that one right there. Let's check it out. 120. Terrain detail. Oh, not that one. I think it's, well, we'll do them both. I'm pretty sure it's one of those or the other. Just want to up it. 75 is just in front of your face. So with those being 120s, when we load the map up, I think that's what it is. I know it was, I was able to do it before, and the foliage distance all has a view distance too. Those are the things that I got to check on the other map. We might be able to cut them back a little bit on the 16x so they're not drawing in as far in the distance for, and it's using the distance textures a little bit sooner. But if I am right, we should be able to see it. Yeah, we can definitely see it further. The question is, how far do you want to see it in the distance? I want to check one other thing. As I do the terrain detail, it's like it's not getting the distance file. That's what it is. It's not getting a distance file for my terrain detail. I need to add in a distance file so it's viewable from a distance. So we'll figure out why it doesn't have one of those next show. There should be a grayed out here anyway. Let me try something here. See that? Alright, I think it's just the way I'm painting the field. I painted it with a different bit. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong, no that isn't it. I just painted, let's try it this way. I wanted to see, this is the field. That's, yeah, I am getting the wrong bit set, so I gotta go over those fields again. It should, I was trying to get it so it was painted with the foliar fertilizer on there, but apparently, and cultivated, but apparently I have the wrong bit set, so we'll just keep it at 0. which I guess doesn't make much difference because they're going to have missions on them. So that's why it's not drawing out there. It's not getting a distance field texture. I knew something was going to drive me nuts about that. I got to do the other one over too. I want to be able to see it. I guess we'd see the crop. So let's repaint it with just this one. Whoops, don't go out of the edges. Yep, it was my bit setting. I was trying to pre-fertilize, but I'm just stick with terrain detail with no extra bits set. There are, if you guys have never done terrain detail work, you have your terrain detail is set for your foliage layer. The extra bits, which why aren't they highlighting? Like 5 puts lime on the field. So 2 puts the grass underlayer. I thought 1, see that 1 looks like it's, so I guess not. 3, oh, that wasn't 3. 3 is, all right, 3 is sprayed. You could see that if 3 is on. 4 is, looks like wind, whatchamacallit, I don't know. 6 changes the angle of the original field. And there are multiples, 7, and then you could do 6, 7 to go the other way. 8, so you just got to figure it out. 9, and there's actually somewhere online it has all the bit settings, but there's ones that for the potato growth as well, and I just can't find them. I'm gonna just go right to 0 and paint the whole thing in 0 and not have any issues. That's what I'm gonna do. But finding the right bits, there's a list out there somewhere. Those didn't change. I just have to find it. Somebody has it. So if you were planning a starting potato field, but with the way the map is now, unless it's a starter field, like potatoes or one of the ones that needs the other line types, you really don't need to do anything because the ones that aren't starter fields are going to be have crops put in anyway wherever they want them. So just get the edge done. I'm gonna redo this field. I gotta get to bed. I tried to get it so it was cultivated look, but the distance texture is not there. It will be when you do it in game. Go around the outside and then paint it up in the middle. And JD fans like, just get offline, I want my prizes. Send them 2 codes. Whoops, I deleted. Alrighty. What else is going on with you guys? Anything exciting? Not much new here. I'm just glad to get past the placeable issues. And sometimes, yeah, we get to the point where I get a little confused. Like the Animal Farm. Then we find out a way. That is what you need to do to be a modder. Find out ways. We found a way to get the Animal Farm in the right line that it needed. Even though there wasn't a lot of changes, it worked. I guess I could not move. It's just, I hate when I go in game and I have a jagged edge on one of the fields, or it goes halfway down and then it cuts in. It's one of my, like, or out like that. It's one of my OCD issues. I like to have straight lines, and then I'll get in the game and I'll find some fields that aren't perfect, and then it bothers me. So I'm trying. I do like square fields though, if you haven't noticed. I I'm not a very fond of doing fields that are misshaped fields. You want to fill in the whole area around here with more field? That's what the plow is for. I'm keeping them square. Most of them. I don't know. We'll see. In the hill area, we might get a little bit crazy. See, that's the way it should be, though, as we're doing this. I should be able to see my field in the distance. And that's what was bothering me here. Now I'll be able to see it as I'm looking at it. There it is. You can see the whole field no matter. We need it that way, so when we take our screenshots for the map, it shows up. Otherwise, we'd be looking down and saying, oh, there's no field there, but there's one here too. Should have probably made the cursor a little bit smaller, but it's a pretty small field. I think I just colored outside the lines. I can't tell. No, there's a line there to right there. It's raining, so I was lucky enough to catch the show tonight. Otherwise, I would have been in the field. Well, I'm glad you could catch it. I got to do uploads too for the last two to YouTube. For anybody that's following along or needs to, someday, what I really need to do. Oh, yeah, this is one of those fields I have a bad edge on. Let me do it this way. Just clean it up. I would really love to do a video series that's actually edited without all my live junk, but a whole map making video series. Maybe I should do it and then sell it. No. Of getting the points right. There's so much to cover though. Alright, now my fields will be able to be Screenshot it from up above. Looking good. Thank you so much, NoobPie002. I'm saving this thing. You know, just there's so many aspects that go into it, but they're really, I'd have to do it offline and then edit them in and cut out all the junk and make a nice, neat tips and tricks video series how to do each different step. How do you send bits? You would click on, I don't know. I have a get bits. Gift. Isn't there a gift bits button somewhere? I can't see it on my. I've never get bits. I'm always here. I can't. I need to go around and give people bits. Uh, look. I didn't even know I could create a moderator room and a subscriber room. Click the bit icon. Where's my bit icon? I don't get one because I am hosting. Oh wait, is that little icon? You cannot cheer your own channel. Oh yeah, there's a little bit icon right next to the send message. It's a little, alright, I see it. I'm gonna have to go to somebody else's and see if I have any bits to cheer. Alright folks, so with that, we're gonna call it an evening. I think I'm saved up. I'll leave this open for tomorrow. Thank you so much for the bits, Mr. Papa Bear, everybody else and everybody, and Noob Pie. Thank you for the cheers. We'll be back Sunday. Send your channel info. We'll be back Sunday with another show, and we'll keep on going. See what we run into. We got to do triggers on all the ports. We've got sell points to add in and more mountain work to do. So we'll see y'all back here Sunday by 8 p.m. Might start a little bit early. Hope y'all have a great day. We'll catch y'all later.